We'll talk about some other pass-catching news, and that's Gio Bernard asked for a release from the Bengals, and they said, yeah, sure, why not? Where are you going to go? And he's like, I'm just going to go to a Super Bowl contender, and he ends up in Tampa Bay helping Tom Brady get his 8th. Word is from Bruce Arians came out in a press conference and said this: there were too many dropped balls last year. That's why we brought in Gio Bernard. Most likely this means Keyshawn Johnson. That's his last name, right? Rookie?
Vaughn.
Yeah, Vaughn.
Keyshawn Vaughn. Sorry, Johnson Vaughn. We're unlikely to see him for at least another year. But, I mean, dude, this backfield, so convoluted. Justin, do you want any piece of it?
Yeah,
I mean, they're a great team. Well, then who do you want?
I was a hater every week last week, and it just caught up to me. I have to forgive myself for that. But I would be happy with Fournette and Ronald Jones. I'm not gonna necessarily. I think the Gio Bernard signing is just as relevant as Keyshawn was, so it doesn't mean anything to me about that. But I'll try to get one of them and hope that they become the running back that I need throughout the year. But they're just going to use whoever's hot, whoever's needed. You know, you can never really follow what they do with that running back course. So whoever plays is going to be relevant. I know that.
Whoever plays is going to be relevant. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It does. Gio Bernard is 29. He brings that No, I didn't mean to say it like that. That sounds like I brushed it off. But no, it totally makes sense. I was going to say that Gio Bernard, he's 29 years old. He brings that veteran presence to a backfield of a lot of younger guys. He's got a similar skill set to James White. I know that we're all hoping that, Ronald Jones was going to be last year or Keyshawn Vaughn was going to be last year. Jacob, did you want to bounce off of what Justin said? Do you think that Gio has any sort of relevance, or are you touching this backfield at all?
So the only thing this does, because nobody was rostering Gio Bernard other than a handcuff to Joe Mixon. The only thing this does is hurt Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette because – and like Justin said, I don't think it's too impactful. Like it's probably similar to as much as Keyshawn Vaughn did last year, but the thing is they were disappointed in Keyshawn Vaughn. That's why they don't let him finally step in and take the role that he needs to be. But I just think that either way, they're going to take Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette off the field when they need a running back in a passing situation. This is why they brought in Giovanni Bernard to catch the ball. They are not happy with Ronald Jones can barely catch the ball. Leonard Fournette had a lot of drops last year. So for some reason, Leonard Fournette is not being even as good as he was in Jacksonville with catching the ball. So that's the sole reason they brought this in. And like I always say, they're not worried about our fantasy needs. So it just sucks. Like I have Ronald Jones in Dynasty League, right? And now it's like I just don't like. I want to get rid of him. So talk to me.
Get rid of him. Talk to me. Joe, are you feeling the same way?
I mean, this seems like quality veteran insurance, right? Like every year, these Super Bowl contending teams, they go out and get LaShawn McCoy. They go out and get guys that can play in a pinch. The Chiefs, we've seen do it. Le'Veon Bell last year. I think this is just, again, if you're trying to win the Super Bowl, you're not trying to trust Keyshawn Vaughn, who has, 50 carries his entire career? Probably not even that much. And so what do? Let's say that Ronald Jones goes down. Let's say that Leonard Fournette goes down. Well, Leonard Fournette is a multifaceted back that can catch and run, but Ronald Jones is not, right? He's not a very good pass catcher. So what happens if Leonard Fournette goes down? Now you don't have that third down back.
That's a great point.
So who's that third down back? It's Gio Bernard. So to me, this is insurance. As long as Fournette and Ronald Jones are healthy, I don't see Bernard being a factor. Even if Ronald Jones goes down, I see him being a very small change of pace. Where I could see him having fantasy values, Leonard Fournette goes down, Ronald Jones is 1 and 2, and Bernard's playing third downs. But we'll see what happens, because even when Mixon went down in Cincinnati and they didn't have any better options, Gio had 1 or 2 games of fantasy relevance. We know at this point in his career, he's not capable of that big role. His value is 4 touches, 5 touches a game. Maybe he can make something big happen.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt that. I like what you said. it's pretty much Leonard Fournette, the Ronald Jones show, still there. But the question is, it's a hand grenade as to which one. Just play hot potato any given week. So you own Ronald Jones, you own Leonard Fournette. Don't be too afraid of Gio Bernard, but just be afraid that you have Leonard Fournette or Ronald Jones.